Well, I think it's actually incredibly important because if you're kind of building your house on rented land, eventually that bill comes due, right? And in this case, you had a provider which you were becoming more and more dependent on. We call it Switzerland structure, where you've got a
Sure.
supplier who's really you're very dependent on. But yeah, it can make a huge dent in the value of your company. So I find that fascinating. What was unreasonable? Like when you initially started to negotiate, what made you feel like what he was offering was just so unreasonable that it just didn't make sense to?
Well, so the software was built on old technology and an old software platform, and he wanted several times what I got quoted to get it built. And all I wanted, I didn't want to resell it. I just wanted the rights to the code so that I owned it, and then I could, do what I wanted with it, so that I could then sell the company. He had a disproportionate sense of his value of what he brought to the party.
What was driving your interest in selling? I mean, information marketing can be a great way to make a living. Dan Kennedy and all the way up to, Tony Robbins. There's tons of amazing examples of wonderful people that build information marketing companies. One of the Achilles heels of those businesses, however, is that they tend to be episodic and dependent on the personality, right? If the personality's not showing up at the conference, then, there's no conference. And little in the way of sort of transferable value. Was that part of what was going into your decision to build the software company, the marketing company, because you wanted something that was a transferable asset?
Absolutely. When I built Royalty Rewards, I built it with the idea in mind of having something to sell. So I already learned what you just described in my information marketing business, that I knew that it was all about me. And I was also predicated on having big events. And I don't know if you remember SARS. What year was that? 2005 or whatever it was.
The COVID warm-up round. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the events I put on, the whole profit of the company I had was relying on people showing up to events. Mm-hmm. And so if the profit wasn't the registration fees, it was the sales that happened at the event. And so around that time, I knew other people that had seminars that were happening at that, and it was just a disaster. And I said, I just don't want my livelihood relying on this. I want a business that's not Rory Fat, that's not my identity, that I can sell, because I wanted to accumulate wealth. So it was carefully orchestrated. It wasn't an accident.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video. If you love today's video, then I bet you're going to absolutely love John Warrillow's best-selling book, Built to Sell. It's been endorsed by entrepreneurs such as Seth Godin, Bo Burlingham, Patrick Bet-David, Tim Ferriss, and many more. And guess what? You can grab a free copy of this book. All you have to do is head over to builttosell.com to grab your free copy today.